Listen closely. There is a poison inside you. It has cost you jobs. It has ruined relationships. It has made you look weak in front of enemies and foolish in front of women. This poison is not a disease. It is a failure of philosophy. The world sells you lies. They tell you anger is healthy. They tell you to vent, to scream, to feel. That is the language of slaves. Emotional men are pawns. They are predictable. They are controlled. Today, you stop being a pawn. This channel is Machiavellian philosophy wisdom. Here, we do not cry, we calculate. We do not hope, we execute. The technique you will learn is not about managing anger. Management is for mediocre men. This is about surgical removal. This is about killing anger at its root and burying it where no one can find it. This knowledge was written in shadows, practiced in courts, and used by men who shaped empires without raising their voice. You will learn 7 hidden Machiavellian principles. Each one is a step away from the emotional herd and a step toward cold, absolute self-ownership. Do not look away. Do not miss a single word. Your future as a man of power depends on what you do in the next 2 hours. Let us begin. Technique 1. Understand this truth. Anger is not emotion, it is information. Forget everything you have been told. Anger is not a feeling, it is a signal. It is a warning light on the dashboard of your mind, flashing because your ego senses a threat. When someone disrespects you, when a plan fails, when you feel overlooked, your mind interprets it as a loss of status, control, or power. The sudden heat, the tension, the rush, that is your primal brain declaring a state of emergency over your social rank. The average man obeys this signal. He reacts, he fights, he exposes his weakness. The Machiavellian man hears the same signal and smiles. He becomes a scientist of his own mind. He leans into the anger and dissects it with cold hands. He asks the only question that matters: what precisely is being threatened here? Is it my authority, my resources, my image? He does not judge the signal as good or bad. He analyzes it as data. By doing this, you perform a psychological operation on yourself. You separate the raw information from the childish impulse to scream. You train your mind to see provocation as a briefing, not a battle cry. When you master this, anger loses its power over you. It becomes a tool, a silent advisor whispering secrets about your environment and the people trying to undermine you. You stop being a reactor. You become a strategist, and in that moment, half of all anger dies forever. Technique 2. Delay is dominance, the Machiavellian pause. Power is not taken in the first move, it is taken in the space between moves. When insulted, the weak man's jaw tightens immediately. His face turns red. His words come fast and stupid. He's a puppet, and his anger is the string. The Machiavellian man sees the insult, hears the provocation, and does something terrifying. Nothing. He initiates the pause. This is not passive. This is an aggressive act of control. He lets the silence expand. He watches the other person squirm in the void of their own provocation. In that pause, you accomplish 3 things. First, you break the biological chain between stimulus and reaction. You tell your nervous system, I am in command, not you. Second, you force your opponent to reveal more. They will often double down, speak more, expose their true intentions, and look increasingly desperate. Third, you create an aura of unpredictability and strength. Silence under fire is the language of kings. It intimidates more than any shout. Practice this. When anger surges, your first and only command is to freeze externally. Do not speak. Do not gesture. Breathe from the stomach. Watch. The anger will scream for release. deny it. Every time you choose the pause over the outburst, you are rewiring your brain. You are teaching it that anger is not an emergency. It is a situation to be assessed. With enough repetition, the anger itself weakens. It learns it no longer triggers action. A man who cannot be rushed, cannot be provoked, is a man who owns every room he enters. Technique 3. Kill expectations, kill anger. Here is the core of your suffering. You expect good behavior from a world that is not good. You expect fairness from a universe that is indifferent. You expect loyalty from people who are driven by self-interest. These expectations are fantasies, and when fantasy crashes into reality, the shock is called anger. Machiavelli did not deal in fantasy. He dealt in reality. The first step to killing anger is to kill the naive expectations that give it life. You must adopt the Machiavellian expectation framework. Expect betrayal before loyalty. Expect selfishness before generosity. Expect disrespect before honor. This is not cynicism. This is strategic preparedness. When you expect a man to act in his own interest, you are never surprised. When you expect a woman to be unpredictable, you are never disappointed. When you expect the world to be harsh, you are never caught off guard. Lower your expectations of others to zero. At the same time, raise your standards to yourself to the absolute maximum. Your discipline, your progress, your code, these are the only things you control. When someone is kind, you see it as a strategic advantage, not a birthright. When someone is loyal, you see it as a temporary alliance to be managed, not an eternal bond. Release the fairy tale. Embrace the game. Anger cannot live in a mind that anticipated the move years in advance. Technique 4. Reframe anger into strategic fuel. The average man feels anger and wastes it. He spends it on arguments he cannot win, on texts he should not send, on emotions he will regret. He burns his fuel in the driveway and goes nowhere. The Machiavellian man sees anger as raw, concentrated energy, energy that can be refined, stored, and weaponized. Your mission is to build a psychological refinery. When you feel the heat of anger, you acknowledge the energy, and you calmly redirect it. You do not talk, you lift weights. You do not complain, you work on your business plan. You do not seek revenge through words, you plan revenge through silent, overwhelming success. This is the coldest form of dominance. Someone insults you, and you show no reaction. They see nothing. They think they won, but you have taken their insult and converted it into fuel. Months later, you are physically stronger, wealthier, and more powerful, while they are still the same small person trying to provoke reactions. Your success, built with the fuel they gave you, is the only response they will ever get. This transforms you. Anger is no longer a problem to be solved. It is a resource to be harvested. It becomes the coal that powers your engine of ambition. You will start to see provocation as people unknowingly donating energy to your cause. Let them. Use it. Technique 5. Never defend yourself emotionally. Your need to be understood, to be justified, to have the last word in an argument, this is the playground of weakness. When you emotionally defend yourself, you are begging for validation. You are saying, my inner state depends on your approval. This is the ultimate surrender of power. In Machiavellian strategy, defense is only ever strategic, never emotional. If information must be given, it is given coolly, minimally, and without passion. Your most powerful responses are often silence, a subtle shift of topic, or a simple, unblinking no. When accused, the weak man writes a paragraph. The strategic man writes a period. People, especially those who are emotional, will try to pull you into their emotional arena. They want you to fight on their terms. Refusing to enter that arena is a demonstration of supreme rank. It communicates that their opinion, their drama, their attempt to provoke you is beneath your concern. Your image does not need defending. Your results defend you. Your silence defends you. Your unshakable calm defends you. When you stop defending, you stop giving others the power to offend you. And when they cannot offend you, they cannot trigger your anger. You become a wall. They throw emotional paint at it, and it does not stick. Technique 6. See provocation as a test of rank. Every single time someone tries to make you angry, understand what is truly happening. You are being tested. It is a subconscious test of dominance, of stability, of rank. The person provoking you, whether a colleague, a stranger, or a partner, is probing for weakness. They are checking to see if you are stable ground or quicksand. If you react with anger, you fail. You confirm you are emotionally volatile, predictable, and ultimately lower rank. You have shown your hand. The Machiavellian man passes every test by recognizing it for what it is. He sees the insult not as a personal attack, but as a behavioral probe. His response? To remain utterly calm, observant, and detached. He does not take it personally because he understands the game. The provocateur is not strong. He is insecure. He is trying to elevate his own status by destabilizing yours. When you remain unmoved, you achieve two things. First, you affirm your own higher rank. Second, you subtly expose the insecurity of the other person, which drains their power. You stop seeing them as worthy opponents and start seeing them as children throwing tantrums for attention. You do not get angry at children, you manage them, or you ignore them. This perspective alone will dissolve the weight of most daily irritations.
Technique 7. Become internally tyrannical. This is the forbidden core. Machiavellian power is not about controlling others first. It is about establishing a ruthless, absolute dictatorship over your own mind. You are not a democracy of feelings. You are a monarchy. You are the king. Your emotions are not citizens with rights. They are subjects. They obey. When anger arises, you do not negotiate with it. You do not reason with it. You command it to stand down. You must cultivate an internal voice that is cold, direct, and without pity. When you feel the surge, the internal command is not calm down, but silence. You rule your psychology with an iron will. There is no room for self-pity, for excuses, for "I couldn't help it." That is the language of peasants. You train your body through discipline, cold showers, rigorous exercise, fasting. You train your mind through studied detachment and meditation on mortality. You are hardening the entire system. This internal tyranny creates a man who is emotionally inert. His face does not flash with anger because the command never reaches the surface. It is dissolved at the source by a will that is stronger than chemistry. This is the final stage. Anger does not just go away. It learns it is not welcome. It learns the king does not tolerate rebellions. You become a fortress, impregnable, silent, still. Anger is the illusion of power. It makes you feel strong while it makes you weak. It is the weapon others use to control you without touching you. From this moment forward, you see it for what it is, the greatest liability a man can carry. You have been given the forbidden tools, the 7 principles to dismantle it forever. This is not a philosophy of peace. It is a philosophy of mastery. Mastery of self is the first and only real form of power. Apply these techniques with ruthless consistency. People will notice. They will say you have become cold, distant, different. Good. Let them whisper. Their confusion is the proof of your ascent. They will try harder to provoke you, to find the old man. He is gone. In his place is a strategist, a calculator, a man who cannot be moved because he has already calculated the result of every emotional reaction and found it worthless. Stay disciplined. Stay unreadable. Build your empire from the inside out. This is Machiavellian philosophy wisdom. Subscribe, turn on notifications. The path to power continues in the next video. Until then, rule yourself.